supporters racist as well. That MAGA symbol has come to represent something. It is the new Nazi symbol. It is the new hood.
Because they're not a party. Right? They're Sinn Féin to the IRA. They're the PLO to Hamas. They're a dime store front for a terrorist movement.
The Republican Party is basically a domestic terrorist cell at this point, and they should be treated as such.
There are elements of the GOP that are starting to look like the jihadists.
Not a political party. They're a white nationalist movement. They're a fascist threat to our nation. That's not hyperbolic. That's academic.
Would have once seemed hyperbolic, but it increasingly does feel like the Republican Party has become a death cult, and it's all about Donald Trump.
There is no alternative right now because the Republican Party project today is a fascist authoritarian project.
Fact is, Republicans in Congress are still in the grip of the ultra MAGA agenda.
Party of dupes, party of knuckleheads, party of weirdos, party of freaks. So that is a...
That right there is the reason why this is continuing to happen. And if something isn't done, it's going to continue to happen. And I tell you what, they're stoking something. They're stoking it up. Making fun of people who are in mourning because they didn't watch Charlie Kirk. All they know is what they've seen on MSNBC and CNN, that Charlie Kirk is an evil bigot. Charlie Kirk was one of the best men who have ever walked beside us. These people making fun of us for mourning, they're stoking the fire, and they're not going to like the outcome. And all these people that are doubling down to make fun of a tragedy are terrible human beings. They're the actual fascists. They're the actual Nazis. This is nuts. Stephen King said he advocates stoning gays to death, just saying, which is a complete lie. And then going down, Charlie Kirk. I believe marriage is one man, one woman. Also, gay people should be welcome in the conservative movement. As a Christian, we are called to love everyone. I will always stand against people who wish to establish their own personal values as a reason to kick others out of our movement. Does that sound like he advocated for stoning gay people to death? This is the rhetoric that makes people so mad. And Stephen King obviously took this post down immediately, but not before the internet got a hold of it. We are literally witnessing people laughing at an international tragedy right now. There are people across the entire globe that are mourning Charlie Kirk right now, and there's people on the left that are doubling down saying, well, the guy didn't mean much to anybody. I mean, who cares about Nazis and fascists? The guy deserved what he got. It is an insane thing to say. It shows you how propagandized these people are. They know nothing about what they speak, and I didn't think I'd ever see anything like this, but the world is insane, and it's literally mainstream media's fault. Now, there is an app called Blue Sky, and it kind of looks like it's a Democrat app, but here's some of the comments of what they're saying. Yeah, Izzy in the Water, a loving, caring person. Do Matt Walsh next. Now someone get Matt Walsh by OK Koala. Jake Badig Donuts. Do Matt Walsh next. Nice. Do Matt Walsh next. Trump, please. Trump next. Do Trump next. Charlie Kirk is dead. Yay. One less misogynist piece of shit on this planet. Do Trump next. Not sorry. And then hashtag F Charlie Kirk. And then karma got Charlie Kirk. But wait, there's more. And this isn't... I'm only showing 2 pages of this. There are hundreds. Rest in piss. Go get Trump next. Headed for Trump next? Let's hope. Look at Derek over here. He's got a whole list of people that he wants to be gone, to be put in the ground. Now, why do these people want more of this? Well, because they don't agree with somebody's policy, with the way that somebody talks. These people know nothing about what they say, and they're the exact identity of what they call us. A lot of these people talk about how terrible we are that we would impose immigration policy on illegal immigrants, that we're setting up concentration camps, but they said nothing against this.
Wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today? Mm-hmm. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? You know, because at some point, you know, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
Yeah, these people literally want to put us in re-education camps. Well, in today's society, that's literally called college, to make people of sound mind insane enough that they would go from believing conservative values to killing Charlie Kirk because he didn't like what he said. But the reality of the matter here is that, yeah, he may have disagreed with Charlie Kirk, right? He may have not liked what he said. But he knew that Charlie had a following, a grand following, and it's only growing. Now, I want you to look at something interesting. This is what Malcolm X had to say about liberals.
Many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. You take him for a friend.
Now, I have to reiterate, not all liberals and Democrats are terrible people, but there is a very loud minority, a very far left minority on the Democrat side that are some of the worst people. They're a cancer to this society. Now, to prove that point, here is the young man that was debating Charlie Kirk when he was assassinated.
I don't know how to make this video. It's been a rough 24 hours. This last person to talk to Charlie Kirk, here's maybe a better vantage point of me. So I'll give you some background. I made a video maybe about a week or two ago, I think. I'll play clips so it's clear about what's going on.
Oh my God. So Charlie Kirk just said that the suspected Minneapolis school shooter was trans. First Nashville, now this. How many times makes a trend? Probably the only way to do this is to have an ungodly amount of time to parse through all of the 6,000 mass shootings that have ever happened in the history of America. I mean, Charlie's counting on the fact that only a psycho would do all that. Trans people are surprisingly and extremely nonviolent. Now, while I was scrolling Charlie Kirk's video, I noticed that he was touring America, and he was touring universities specifically. And one of these caught my eye because one of these is the university I'm currently going to.
Obviously, that university was UVU, where I currently go to school, and I'm getting a degree in mathematics in. I'm not going to show a video of what happened, mostly because I can barely watch it. But yeah, here's what I asked. I asked, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many. I said the number's 5, counting or non-counting gang violence. Pop is heard. Shout out to CNN for fact-checking me and saying I'm right. First off, you sick psychos that think this is the answer. It's not. I don't know what else to say. It's not. It's awful, and a father doesn't have his kids anymore. Charlie had 2 kids and a wife. And like, not to make this about me, but I have 2 kids and a wife. And if my 1-year-old boy, like his 1-year-old boy, will grow up without memories of his dad, it's a tragedy. And it's hard to grapple with. And I'm part of a community that's struggling to grapple with it right now. And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like, I stand by so little of everything that he said, but one of the things that he stood by was conversation. And I also just if you ever feel like you want to comment with your little conspiracy theory on what happened on the event, you are not helping anything, actually. I've been talking to the police. We're good. Thank you. And if you're salivating about what happened, don't. I don't know if any of my audience is, but if you are, you're not part of what I'm trying to build here at all.
Yeah, that young man is now traumatized for the rest of his life because of what he had to see, along with millions of other people that had to see that. We didn't ask to see that. We didn't want to see that. And the people that are cheering for it, they're making merchandise. They're sick. They're sick individuals. And if you can't agree with that, what is wrong with you? Now, here's another deranged liberal that's cheering.
We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
Now, I was called a nut job in a previous video that I posted because I said something is coming. I don't know what it is. But if these people think for a moment that they can continue to trample on us, we're not going to be the nice people anymore. These people literally want to take our rights away. And if they think they can do that, if they continue to double down, to laugh, there will be a fucking reckoning.